friends, it's Carolyn Zook here with C6 Stitch, and today is Saturday, May 27th, 2023. Welcome to my channel about cross stitch. I'm so glad that you're here spending part of your day or your evening with me. I am downstairs again. I just wanted to do it. I think this is going to be a relatively quick Flosstube, but we'll see. Anyway, if you live in the United States, happy Memorial Day weekend. Thank you for your service or your family's service, members of your family. It's kind of an official start of summer holiday as well here. We have been very warm since I've gotten back. Very warm for us is like mid to upper 80s for this time of year. Today it's a bit cooler. It's in like the mid upper 70s, I think, but the sun is out, which I don't prefer the sun, but I know many people do. So we've also been very dry. So anyway, we had our Stitchy Zoom call for the magazine monthly challenge this morning. Thank you to all of those who were able to join us. It was a lot of fun. I actually got some stitching done on the call, so that's fun. And I'll show you that in just a few minutes. And thank you for all your lovely comments about the Stitching in the Wild retreat recap from Monday, I think it was. I'm not through all the comments yet, but I have enjoyed watching other people's recaps of the retreat just because they, everybody has a little bit different perspective and they pick up on different things. And so it's just always fun to kind of relive it a little bit. So that's been really fun. Otherwise, it was a week of just kind of getting back into the groove. I did a bunch of laundry. I have not put everything away yet. I've unpacked all my clothes so I could do laundry, but all the stuff I got at the retreat is kind of still spread around a little bit. So I'm hoping this weekend to kind of get things back in order because we get Monday off of work, which is super nice. We finished week 2 out of 6 of my summer class for my main job, as I call it. So that's nice. And I think we have just maybe 2 weeks left of my side job because they are on a quarter system. So they are still in the spring term until mid-June, I believe. So we're moving right along and it's exciting. Okay, so like I said, I'm not through all of the comments yet, but I did want to touch on a couple of questions from my video from before I left. There were a couple of questions about, is there a list of retreats somewhere? And several of you reminded me that Sable Stitcher has a list of retreats to the best of their ability. I mean, it's, as you can imagine, very hard to keep a comprehensive list. So I will link that down below. I'll link their website down below with a list of retreats. But as I've mentioned before, the best way is if you have whatever you consider your LNS, even if it's a couple hours away from you, or if there's a shop that you would like to attend one of their retreats or their classes or their stitchy days, anything like that, sign up for their newsletter because that's where you will hear about a lot of this information, if not from other Flosstubers, but kind of, I think the best way, the most accurate information is going to come from the shop itself. So I recommend those two things. So like I said, I'll link Sable Stitcher, the website down below. And thank you to those of you who reminded me of that great resource. Texadian Stitcher asked a question that I think a lot of us struggle with. And so I'm curious to hear if any of you have great tips for this. She asked, how do you get fold lines out of your fabric? And yeah, that can be a really tough one, especially if the fabric has been folded in the same direction for a length of time. I mean, other than ironing, I mean, like we talked about a few weeks ago that if it's over-dyed fabrics, you really don't want to spritz any liquid on it, right? Because it can ruin the fabric. It can make a splotch that you can't get out, anything like that. So I mean, if it's a color fast, then sure, you can go ahead and, add some Best Press or something to it. I don't know. If anyone has tips, please drop them down below because other than just ironing and ironing and ironing. I don't know the best way because I wouldn't use best press or anything on a lot of the fabrics that I have, just for worry that you put so much work and time into these cross stitch pieces, and then to have it be ruined just because it got a little bit wet would just be heartbreaking. So let me know how you do that. I mean, I think it's just ironing back and forth, over the spot. And sometimes I've heard of people if the fold is really bad, they kind of chuck the piece and they cut around it, right? And they'll maybe find a different piece for a project and just cut out the fold if it's really, really stubborn, and use it for a smaller piece. I've heard of people doing that if it doesn't come out. So yeah, that's a hard one. It's a hard one. Sometimes too, you have to keep in mind that if you are getting a piece framed, for example, or you're going to lace the piece, that when it's pulled taut, some of those creases will come out when it's pulled taut. So there is that. I usually don't, let me know what you do down below. I usually don't actually iron my pieces before I start stitching on them. I don't know if any of you do that practice. I don't, unless the piece is like really, really bad for some reason. But usually I don't, I won't iron it ahead of stitching on it, if that makes sense. So I'll be curious to hear what your great ideas are, because you all have great tips and tricks for things like that. Okay, so what did I work on this week since you saw me on Monday? I have no whips to show you. That's because I have not one, but two finishes to show you. I'm so excited. So I am actually filming later in the day. It's about 3:45. Usually I like to film kind of earlier in the morning on Saturdays, early, like 10, right? Because then it can upload while I'm doing like my chores and cleaning and running errands and all that. But I wasn't done with this one piece, and I really wanted to get it done for you. And so thank you. You didn't realize you were pushing me to a finish on this, but you did. You really did. So thank you. So I'll talk about that one second. First, I want to show you, I finished StitchCon 2022. It is done. I finished the bus. I put the little roadway in. I'm trying to think. I can't quite remember what else I had. I know the bus wasn't done, and I know the X's weren't done. Maybe I also had to do the scissors, the tomato, and the thimble. I did do a quick press on this one before I showed it to you. But again, here's a great example, right? This is 32 count lamb's wool linen. I don't like working on it. You can see where I had it folded up. I'm not sure how I'm going to get those out. It's very stiff, especially for linen. It's a very stiff linen. I don't particularly love working on it, but I had this piece, as you can see. It's a pretty small piece, and I have all that left over. So I just used it. I didn't try very, very hard on this I just wanted it to be somewhat respectable for you. So there it is. I used all the called for, except in the bus, there's supposed to be a white line through the middle of the bus, and I just wasn't paying attention to the pattern, and I just stitched the whole thing in red, and then I was like, I don't feel like pulling out red to then go over it in white. So I didn't. So it's all backstitched. Everything is done on here. How great is that? I'm not sure how I'm going to finish it. I don't think I want to frame it. I think I might want to put it on like sticky board maybe, and do like a cute frame, like, or not frame, but like put it on sticky board and lean it up against my shelves or something. Or maybe I'll start like a corner in my craft room of like retreat pieces that I stitch. So maybe I will frame it. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But I'm super glad it's done. My goal, I got my goal from Candy, the 614 stitcher. My goal was to finish this before StitchCon this year, and it is complete. I started this piece on July 8th of last year, and I finished it on May 24th of this year, which was, Wednesday? Today's the 27th. 26th was Friday. 25th was Thursday. 24th, Wednesday. I finished this on Wednesday. I love this house. This house, the back stitching gives it a 3D effect. It's amazing. I think that might be, I mean, other than 310, I think the house might be my favorite kind of motif. So that is StitchCon 2022. In all, this piece took me 26 and a half hours. And it is on my Year of Whips. It is Year of Whips finish number 4. So the other piece that I finished, so after I finished that, then I went into finishing this other piece, which is Summer Quakers by Rosewood Manor. I am so happy to have this piece done. I loved it. I think it is my favorite of the Quakers, like the seasonal Quakers. And I put in the alphabet. I am so happy I put in the alphabet. I actually really love it. It was fun to stitch. It uses all the colors that are in the piece. So, you're kind of, every letter is a different color. It's really sweet. I know the R and the S on the end there are kind of faded out, but you can see them in real life. I think, yeah. Real life, you can see them. So I had to finish this motif, right in, this one. This motif right here. I had to finish that. That took me 2 days to finish. And then I had the alphabet, which I worked on for 2 days, and I still wasn't done. So this morning I had from like the M and maybe the 3 down here to work. I stitched on this almost 3.5 hours today to get it done. So it would have been a full another evening's worth of work, but I really wanted to finish it before I filmed today. So here it is. It is beautiful. I love the colors. I love the flowers. This one is going to be taken in to get framed sooner rather than later because I want to take down the spring and put up summer. So all the letters are Algerian eyelets. So that was fun to do. I think it made it go a little bit faster. I stitched this using the called for Valdani threads and on the called for Picture This Plus Truffle and 28 count. I started this on June 20th, 2020, and I finished it today, May 27th, 2023. So, and this is Year of Whips finish number 5. This piece took me around 130 hours to stitch, which ironically is the exact same amount of time it took me to stitch Spring Quakers. I couldn't find my data for Autumn Quakers, which is also finished, but I'll have to pull that out and see if that's about the same as well. So, Summer Quakers, done. The only Quaker I have left now by Rosewood Manor to finish is Winter Quakers. I have the least done on that piece. Going into this year, but my goal is also to finish it for this year. So, we got some work ahead of us, for Winter Quakers in order to get it done, but we have a plan and we'll see, we'll push it to a finish. And then they will all be done, which will be such a great accomplishment. So I did a quick iron on this piece. I will probably iron it again and then probably try to take it in the next couple of weeks to get framed. So then it can be done in time for summer and it can go up for the summer months and, take off all the cat hair that's on it. That's like woven into it. But anyway, I think that's everything I wanted to tell you about that. So that's what I worked on this week. So it was a busy week of finishing, but I'm thrilled. So I have 5 out of 12 of my Year of Whips are now done. For Year of Whips, you select a minimum of 6 pieces. This is run by Melanie Watkins of Soulful Stitching. You pick a minimum of 6, and you if you want to be entered for the drawing at the end of the year, you have to complete half of whatever number you choose. So I actually chose 12, and so 5 are done. So to be entered for the drawing, I have to finish 1 more. I think based on the pieces I have, I think I can finish all 12 actually. The only one I'm a little nervous about completing is Winter Quakers, just because there's a lot. I didn't pull it out, but you'll see it soon enough because we'll be working on it a lot. My goal in Summer Quakers also was to finish it in the first half of the year. So it's kind of like by the end of June. So I'm ahead of schedule on that, which will help because I'll just use that time towards Winter Quakers as well. So those are my 2 finishes. I'm super, super excited. I have a little bit of haul. I think this is going to be a shorter video, but that's okay because you had a long video on Monday. I have a little bit of haul to share with you. I got my World of Cross Stitch. This is the May 2023 magazine. I haven't even looked at it yet. I plan to do a flip through this weekend since we have a long weekend. So that came in the mail. I got my, and that comes with a freebie. This is 2-in-1 frame kit, a ladybug and a bumblebee. So that's really cute. So that's a freebie that comes with the magazine. I got my Teddy Modernist Woodland Christmas chart. This is part 7 of 12. It is a sweet dove. So that came in the mail. And then I think the only other thing, and I actually ordered this before my trip, and it was delivered sometime during my trip, and then I had my mail delivered to me. So this is a PDF download. This is through Tempting Tangles Designs. It is called Palampour Tree of Life. And I saw it, and I thought it was just so gorgeous. So this is a PDF, so I just got a color copy of the cover page. Isn't that beautiful? So I have the chart, and then I sprung for the Dinky Dies. Look at those beautiful colors. The pinks and the blues. I mean, it's just stunning. So I got the Dinky Dies, and this is what came in the mail while I was on my trip. So I am super excited. I don't know when I'm going to start that, but I am very excited to have this kit I have to find the fabric, but I'm sure I have fabric in my stash that will work for me. So that's really all my haul. But that's okay. I've been ordering some stuff from like Stash Unload and whatnot. So maybe next week we'll have a little bit more of a haul. For June plans, I think I'm going to wait until next week to show it to you just because it's later in the day. Because I really do want to show you the pieces that I'm going to be working on for June and talk through all that. So I will wait until next week because next week I think it's not too far into June. So I'll kind of talk about my plans next week if that's okay. But my plans for the rest of this week, boy, my hand is kind of crampy. I think I worked on Summer Quakers last night for it was like 5 hours and 15 minutes. And then today for another 3 hours and 20 minutes. So it's been a lot of stitching on that one to get it done. But it's done. I'm so happy. Okay, so for this week, and I plan to do more stitching tonight. I'm going to work on Spring Montage. So I have 2 days left to work on it for this month to keep on track. So this is what it looks like. This is artwork by Janet Stever. It is charted by Pain Free Crafts, and I am right up here. And this is my seasonal Sunday piece, but because I was gone, I don't know, I think I was gone for 2 Sundays this month. I worked on it 2 days before I left on my trip, and then I'm going to work on it 2 more days. So I'm going to work on this tonight, and I'm going to work on it tomorrow. And just as a reminder, this is where we're at. So I'm going to fill in down here and just kind of start working our way across. So that will be fun to give it 2 days in a row. And this is, I'm thinking for next year, because I want to work more on these, is doing like a seasonal weekend. And so working on these montages on Saturday and Sunday every weekend. And so I'll kind of get a feel for that by working on it today, which is Saturday, and Sunday tomorrow. So I'm going to work on that. And then my new 25/7 piece, since I was using StitchCon, but that is done, is going to be Tutor B by the Blue Flower. So this is also on my Year of Whips. So it's a small one. And I'm hoping to be able to finish it. Well, I should be able to finish it next month. But so June, this will be my kind of my focus piece, my 25/7 piece where you work on it 25 minutes a day or 25 stitches a day. This is where I'm at. I'm not too far along, but it is, I mean, I got the border done and everything else is inside it and it's not full coverage. So I think it will get done. So I'm going to start working 25/7 on this week. Last few days of May. Probably not today because I did more than 25/7 on Summer Quakers, but starting tomorrow, I think we'll do it. I'm looking to see if I have the tag for the fabric, but I don't see it in here. So I'll figure out what fabric and show it to you next time, or tell you what it is next time. So that will be Tutor B. So that will be throughout June or until it's finished. Now, I have a few days left of this month, and for the monthly magazine challenge, for this month the theme is Arctic, and the acrostic is Borealis. And so I actually have 3 days that I want to work on this piece, and it is actually from a magazine. This is from the World of Cross Stitching. This is issue 315. Doesn't tell me what month it is. So they stopped telling the months for a while, and then they brought it back. But this is what the cover looks like. And I will be working on Miniature Marvels by Jenny Vandeweel, which looks like this. And I have it in my bag. I just had to double check that the card was in there. From Marilyn. Marilyn made this bag for me because she said the scene kind of reminds her of Miniature Marvels, and it absolutely does. So I have it in this bag. And so this is going to get 3 days. So this is the theme for Arctic because it's in an Arctic setting. This is the card from Marilyn. Isn't that cute? So cute. This is just stitched on 28 count Dove Gray that I had in my stash. This will be a year of whips finish for next year. I have a lot to do though. So where we left off last year was this little house. I had stitched it in the wrong place, so I had frogged that and I started putting that back in. So I'll probably start working there. So this will get, and then I'm kind of like working my way over here. So this will get 3 days, I think. It will get Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So that will be some good progress. So that will be really fun to pull this out and work on it. And this will count for the Arctic, and then I think maybe the L and the I in Borealis. And the L is for lake because there is a lake in here. And the I is for ice because the kids are ice skating on the lake. So that, here, I'll show you. So you can see right in the center there, there's I guess it's more like a pond, but I'm calling it a lake, and they're ice skating. So that's how I'm making that work for Borealis. And thank you, Marilyn, again, for this lovely, lovely bag. And I'm excited to work on this one again. I haven't touched it in a while. So Thursday we'll be starting June. And one of the things I'm going to work on in June, you're gonna be so excited, people. Do you know what's in this bag? There's a big hint there. There's another hint there. This bag is from my dear friend Debbie, who made it for me. We will be pulling out Purple Rain, which is a Heaven and Earth Designs. This is what this looks like. Tons of purple. This is, and June 7th is Prince's birthday. I don't know why my voice just squeaked there. This is fabric that was hand-dyed by my friend EJ. I have the tiniest start. That's all I have. But I plan on giving this, this is an Ada. I don't even know, I can't remember what size or anything. That's all I have started on it. So I will be giving this, I think, like 4 days throughout the month of June. So that will be fun. And look at these scissors. Like, I'm all purpled out. It's really great. People are our community, I swear, is just so generous. So I'll be working on Purple Rain. So I know you all have been asking, where's Purple Rain? Are you going to work on that? Yes, I will be working on that actually 2 times this week. So you should see a little more progress next time. So yeah, so that's my plans. And then I'll be back next Saturday. This is a shorter video. Well, it's not too short. But like I said, I just have so many finishes. So I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you have a safe and lovely Memorial Day weekend if you're in the States. Be safe. Like, the water is usually colder than you think. Wear a life jacket. Don't drink and boat. All that good stuff. But I will see you all next week. Bye.